I'm going to go a step further, and then I want to double down on the education topic because I think it's important. I think there needs to be a rethinking of education as well.
Yes.
Is if we believe the statistics that say 38% of all projects are successful, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I think that those that do not meet the targets as they were set are 90.
Which is a stupid definition. Go on.
Yeah. What's the stupid definition?
That not meeting the original targets is what constitutes a failure. This is stupid.
Yeah, that goes a little bit further. But we're talking if we're gonna talk mainstream projects where the target makes sense and it belongs to the known unknown. Okay, I'm not talking about the ones that have to be adapted.
I'm talking about targets that make sense, but that get changed over time.
And I would agree with you from that sentiment. But so we have something to talk about because I think this is important. So you said that you believe that more than 50% of projects are project business. I think of the projects that fail, however you want to quantify them, the majority are in the business area and not in internal projects.
Careful. We have two views on success and failure. The view of the contractor includes, in my opinion, should include the happy customer, not just satisfied, happy customer, the protection of the cash flow and the profitability of the project. Good margins that the company can live on. That's a definition for the contractor.
Yeah.
The definition for the customer is completely different to that. They have their own definition. So what we have is an area of sometimes conflicting success and failure criteria.
Absolutely.
Understanding what constitutes success and failure. If you look at big construction projects that France, the nuclear power plant in France, Flamanville, or Hinkley Point C in the UK, similar thing. So for the contractors working there, this is a lot of success. Yeah, they should have been finished with the project years ago, and it still pays money, and it keeps them busy.
Yeah, but once again, my core statement is if you're looking at the long list of projects that are upheld as examples of negative project management process, most of them are project business. They're external projects.
Yeah, but where did they
Berlin,
go? Where did they go wrong?
Hamburg Ape Symphony, the Sydney Opera House, just to name a few. I have people on LinkedIn that are constantly
Big Dick in Boston.
Yeah,
so don't keep USA out.
No,
they're not better.
Yeah,
they're not better.
No, I'm not saying that they are, but I live in Europe, so most of my examples come from this area. Let's get back to education because I think it's refreshing that you are doubling down and say even in an economic downturn, one of the things that people like to save money on, partly, is on education.
Absolutely.
Right? And you're saying that's not the right way to go.
If you learn driving a car, part of that is technical driving, understanding how the engine works and some other things, and it's learning law. If you want to drive a car, if you want to have a driving license, you have to have some basic knowledge.
Foundational concepts.
Of law. You have to understand all the laws. Germany, we have
the rules of the game.
The rules of the street. Yeah. You have to know them. Yeah. Otherwise, you will not be safe to drive from A to B, and they may take you out of traffic and take away your driving license. Now, if you go over to project business, we have a very, very similar situation. We work in projects that are very much defined by contracts. So the legal knowledge has to be there. The very basic foundational legal knowledge has to be there. Hey, what is a contract? What do we mean when we say in breach of contract? And it's not the day-by-day business that everyone has. It's very special for projects. Yeah. And it's especially difficult if we are in international projects because what the law that you know from home may not be the law at the place where this project is being done. So you need legal knowledge. Not finished. Yeah. We need social knowledge and commercial knowledge again. I see so many project managers. They are happy if the project doesn't make a loss. What they don't understand is they are not creating a profit for the organization. They are creating a margin. And many other costs must be paid before at the end there is a profit there. So it's not enough. You had this point before. Companies want more margin. First of all, there is a minimum margin that they need to survive. And again, it's not greed, it's need.
Yeah.
So there's a minimum margin.
I'm not complaining about that.
There's a minimum margin. We may make some discussion.
We're constructive capitalists.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there's a minimum margin, and it's not, the project is not at a loss. The project must provide a minimum margin, and I don't think it's in percentage. It should be in numbers, in naked numbers, in monetary numbers. This is the money that we need from the project so that we can survive as a company. And then you see project managers who reject to deal with that, who don't take,
I don't know how many, I think it's really a minority of project managers that have financial responsibility in their projects, who understand the concept that PMI is trying to push, that they're business case managers. I always find it amazing when you talk to people who are managing multi-million-dollar projects, and they're like, it's not my problem.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes, it is.
It's worse than that. No one is there to have this responsibility. The end-to-end, from the very beginning to the very end of the project, the overall responsibility that this is going to be a temporary profit center that is profitable, creating a margin, that is worth doing. There is no one there. They have someone sitting in business development side, and all they have to do is bring the contract home, bring the customer home. Then there is a deep gap. Then you have the project managers whose job it is, they call it often delivery. It's more than delivery. It's doing the project, managing the project. Yeah. Do they talk with each other?
I actually want to get back to the topic of education, but it ties in with education. My personal experience is I don't think that project managers are adverse to accepting that they might have a major role in the financials of a project. But my experience is that their organizations are compartmentalizing the functions and taking the project manager out of the fray, okay? And I don't understand. And so let me give you an example. There's a large IT company from Germany, which I won't mention. I like them a lot. But
I worked for them.
But their contracts are so complex, and their system of inputting and creating the invoices is so difficult that's compartmentalized, okay? Sometimes they're called commercial managers or something else. So a project manager can often go throughout a project without worrying about the financials because there's a department or a person who's taking care of it. I still believe, and I'm a big advocate of this, that there needs to be an integration between these two because one player has an impact on the other.
Yes, it's more than that. As a project manager, life is much easier if I don't have to care about money. If I just care about people and tasks and jobs and deliverables. And
that's okay if there's plenty of money to go around.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous because under a lot of money, you can hide cracks inside the organization. And when the sea level of money goes down, the cracks become visible, and it may be too late to change something there. So that's a very dangerous game. But then what I'm saying is, if the project managers, if certain project managers don't have monetary responsibility, makes their life on the first glance much easier. I don't have to care about that. It's someone else's job. It hurts them later.
I agree.
When they don't have the authority
or the negotiation power because they don't know what levers to pull.
They have no negotiation power.